Hello and welcome to What the Luxe with me, Fred Moore.
And me, Anand Sharma.
Together we lead Matterform, a design consultancy specialising in brand, digital experience and content. And this is a podcast that calls time on tired ideas of luxury.
Alongside industry luminaries and thought leaders, we explore what truly defines category-leading products and services.
How is it, after nearly 2 years of doing this podcast, we haven't interviewed a general manager of a luxury hotel? About time. And what a general manager and what a hotel. Today we welcome to the podcast Guiseppe De Martino, legendary general manager of the iconic St. Regis in Rome. And it promises to be a fascinating conversation for everything you experience in luxury hospitality, be it the effortless service, hospitality, rituals, food, drink, the whole concoction is not effortless at all. In fact, it's highly intentional, and the general manager, as the conductor, has one of the hardest, most skilled, intensive, and nuanced jobs out there. A true art form at the pinnacle of the luxury experience. Giuseppe, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Fred, for inviting me. It's an honor and a pleasure to share my experiences, my passion for hospitality.
Well, it's an honor to have you on the podcast today. Now, I assume you are calling from the hotel in Rome, is that right?
Exactly. I'm calling from the St. Regis Rome, and precisely I'm in the Royal Suite.
And for those who are listening who haven't experienced the St. Regis in Rome, can you just give us a little overview of the hotel, where it is in Rome and what it's about?
The hotel is nicely located in between Via Veneto, where the Dolce Vita initiated, and the Piazza della Repubblica. We are celebrating this year the 130 years anniversary, and was conceived at that time by Caesar Ritz, that he was a luminary of hospitality, was a visionary of hospitality. At that time, he already built up the Ritz in Paris, the Savoy in London, and the King of Italy invited him to build up the Grand Hotel. At that time, the name was the Grand Hotel, because in Rome was missing an hotel able to accommodate head of state with all the delegation, royal families, major events. And so at that time, we were the first hotel having an elevator, having electricity in the room. And some of the nicest features was the first dancing room open to public. Let's call it the first discotheque in Roma.
Fair enough.
And we keep the tradition.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the great hotels in Rome, of course, but also in Italy. Is that fair to say?
Of course, as a general manager, I cannot say differently, but I must say the beauty of the hotel is not me, but many of our guests, many of the hospitality lovers, they say the St. Regis Rome, the Grand Hotel, as I said, is one of the most glamorous because of the lobby, because of these huge spaces, wide corridors, high ceilings, major chandeliers, gold leaves. So it's an imposing hotel with a lots of history, charm. It's one of that hotel that you find in Paris, in London, in New York, that when you enter, you feel, you breathe the royalties, the celebrities, the luminaries that has been living in the hotel.
So, Giuseppe, you find yourself at the pinnacle of your profession in one of the great hotels of the world. It'd be really interesting to hear, how did this all start? How did you get into the role?
I'm a little bit boring because I always been traveling in the hospitality industry, as it was my passion. I'm from one of the most charming place on earth. It's from the Amalfi Coast, and specifically from Sorrento. So I grew up in these beautiful hotels. I'm talking about the 80s, late 80s. So I was spending most part of my summer vacation in these beautiful hotels, spending time by the pool, talking with guests coming from US, from London, from Sweden. I was having great time in exchanging ideas, cultures, tradition with people coming from all over the world. So I decided, rather than waiting for the summer, I will be traveling so I can experience different cultures, different way of living, meeting new people, inspiring people. And I decided to join the hospitality industry. Hospitality is my DNA, let's say.
I assume you've got to love people. and spending time with people. That's got to be at the core of your personality, right?
Yeah, exactly. I must say I'm a person since my first experiences in London, in Paris, in New York. I'm always been a person very outspoken. I'm very curious, so I'm always been interested in new trends, of course, for the job that I do, but it's not because I love to visit new restaurants, new bars, new clubs, be curious about other industries, fashion, art. I'm always been searching for new experiences, and of course, living new experience with my friends, with my friends, with new people I was meeting along my experiences abroad.
Yeah, I personally think a GM is a really hard job, rewarding, but it's not easy, and there's a lot to it. Can you just describe what the role of the general manager is?
The role of general manager is, of course, our aim, the word itself, hospitality. We have to be the best host on earth, offering the most relevant experiences, because each guest has his own different expectation about hospitality, luxury hospitality especially. So it's our core business is to create and customize experiences. At the same time, the general manager is not only the one that you meet in the lobby, entertaining the guests with a nice glass of champagne, with a martini. We also have a major organization to run. For example, at the St. Regis Rome, we have more than 250 people working for us. It's important that leadership, people management is one of the most important competencies. Then, of course, we have to generate highest revenue to sustain all these costs. So it's important that also from a commercial point of view, we have an amazing vision, of course, amazing team. You have to position the hotel in a creative manner, engaging the audience that we think is the most appropriate for our hotel. Again, then we need to create products and to deliver services. So it's important also to have a good understanding of hotel operation. When you are sitting with a director of food and beverage, with an executive chef, it's important that you talk their languages, that you have that sort of empathy to deal with all the executive members of the team, but also with anyone in the hotel. So it's important, the empathy in our industry.
When you say you've got 250 people who effectively report, you lead in another walk of life, that would be considered running a medium-sized business in itself. What's your theory on people management? What's your approach? Because it's a job that's harder than that of the England football manager, I'd say, in keeping the team on side, I guess.
No, it's if I'm working in hospitality, because again, not only with the guests, entertaining guests or spending time with colleagues, I like to engage with a large number of people, so also with my team. And of course, leading by example, I think it's the most important aspect. So giving an example from the moment you enter in the hotel till you leave, and also outside. Of course, having a vision that you share with your team, and then eventually, not immediately, but in the mid-long term, they realize, okay, Giuseppe had that vision. At the beginning, we were concerned, but we see that is delivering amazing results for us as associates and for the business, for the owning company, for the managing company.
It's hard, but I'd be interested to know, what is it you and your team, what is it you're striving for to make a guest feel the minute they walk into the hotel? What's the sort of unifying purpose behind what you're trying to do?
Of course, it's to make them feeling at home, a casa. In Italy, we call it the casa. So they have the feeling from the moment they step out of the limousine and they enter in at the St. Regis Rome, the doorman, the bellboy. They're immediately with a smile, with a proactive interaction, with a nice wordage, but very genuine. We have standards because we are part of an international luxury brands, but the associates in the hotel has to be very, very genuine, using their own languages respectfully, of course. And So our aim is to create genuine and generous experiences for every single person staying with us and not even staying with us. Every single person entering, stepping to the hotel, there to feel taken care of and in a genuine and generous manner.
Have you devised any specific rituals or moments, sort of branded moments in the St. Regis that are unique to your hotel?
No, absolutely. As a St. Regis brand, we have different rituals, different services, such as the butler. We are the first hotel company to offer a butler service. In the evening time, we celebrate the savoring. It was a ritual created by Napoleon. So, but what is the most important about this ritual, we made them relevant for the local community and for our guests. So we reviewed totally the service delivered by the butlers. So again, of course, we do shoe shining, serving coffee, packing and unpacking of the luggages. But the most important task for the butlers is to spend time with our guests, anticipating their needs, discovering their needs, and delivering a customized, a personalized experience. The ritual, such as the savoring, it says, of course, is as I said, was invented or celebrated by Napoleon. At the end of each battle, he was opening a bottle of champagne, either to celebrate or to forget the victory, to celebrate the victory or to forget the defeat. So every night at 7 o'clock, we do a major show, let's say Las Vegas style, with nice music, loud music, a sort of countdown. And we invite every single person of the hotel, we invite them, every single guest, we invite them at 7 o'clock for a glass of Franciacorta. And also the local community is joining us at 7 o'clock to have a glass of Franciacorta. We made it fun, we made it genuine. Locals are meeting with hotel guests. So it's a moment that we get together.
It's fantastic. That I love those rituals that it's not necessarily the expense of them or how cleverly constructed they are. They're just very authentic and seeped in the tradition of the hotel or the local area or the local people.
No, that's in last year that after COVID, every hotel, every restaurant was charging for every little things you were ordering or using. We are proud that there are many activities that we do for the joy of doing that, not losing our sense of hospitality.
Yeah, that's amazing. One of the things that interests me about general managers is that unlike other industries, you're very, very generous, and there's great friendship with other GMs of competitor hotels, be that in your local competitor set or more wider globally. Why do you think that is? Why do you think there's such a generosity in that role and in the industry?
I mean, of course, again, it's hospitality. We are here to please. If I personally decide to join hospitality, was one of the reasons was for traveling, and second is because we like to make people happy, to create special moments for our friends, for our guests, and through generosity. It's not how much you are paying for the suite, how much you are paying for your dinner. It's just the delivery, something that me as a general manager, but the team, because at the end I cannot be everywhere, can deliver something unique to every single person. As there are guests coming here to celebrate birthdays, we organize amazing birthday celebrations. Others, they come with the children, so we created a source of special gifts and amenities for children. Guests are coming with the dog, and we have special dog beds and amenities for the dog. So every single person staying with us receive a special treatment, and again, it's not an added value to their experiences. It's not something we should give, but something that we have created for them to make them feel special. And again, as I said at the beginning, generosity, genuinity is our values, and that we created a culture of generosity and genuine approach.
And I have to ask as well the obvious questions, which is in your career, either at the St. Regis or before, are there any really memorable guest interactions or moments that have happened, either funny or interesting or whatever? Are there any you could share?
There are many, many, many. Every single day you can put in a note special episodes, some romantic, some funny, some less fun, but it's we have 150, 160 rooms, so 300 people staying with us, and each one of them has a special request. But it's nice, I'm very fascinated when we have royal families traveling, staying with us, having their own. It's an hotel within the hotel. They have their own chefs, their own butlers, their own assistants. So they come 2 days before the royal suite or a Bottega Veneta suite is set it up completely different with their own wardrobe, with their own blankets, with their own amenities. So it's still fascinating to see.
I always ask GMs this question, and you're all very discreet, obviously, for good reason. But of course, so much happens in a hotel that you get the whole story of life from birth to death and everything in between, whether it's funny, sad, or absurd. You see it all, don't you? You see every side of life.
Yes. Now, of course, when you come to our hotel, there's old say, we don't see, we don't hear, we don't talk when in the hotels, because again, the privacy is the most important aspect in the hospitality industry. But we really see many, many things. Guests asking for pedicure for dogs, guests asking to buy the most the dress, the bags, the shoes that partner loves, and they're making a surprise. So we have many celebrities asking to use the ballroom as a personal gym.
There's a funny story. We were in Venice not so long ago, and I was on a water taxi behind you, and I'm pretty sure someone on your boat fell into the canal, but we'll leave that for another time.
Yeah, it happens. It happens, but also that was a story nice to remember, because that person still is a very good friend of mine. It's a special person, and that's hospitality, because we were going to a special hotel to have a nightcap. The person, despite it falling in the water, he got changed, and then he continued our night with us, hosting us in his hotel, offering the nightcap and spending the night with us. Then the following day, he went to the hospital.
We've all been there. I'd love to know as well. It's really interesting. You've seen a lot of changes over the years, but recently, what are you seeing in the last few years of what people are looking for service-wise? What changes, or what new things, or what's different?
No, we have seen, at least as a St. Regis Rome, we believe that luxury guests, high-spending guests, are searching for authenticity, genuinity, feeling part of a community, and we have through special training to our associates, special collaborations, creating special atmosphere in the hotel, where we are creating a culture of generosity, authenticity, genuinity, and the most luxurious service that you can deliver to a guest is the time. It's one of the most important aspects, that we are not rushing. We are dedicating our time, myself as well as a general manager, dedicating time to our guests.
Yeah, I think Matter of Form, we're kind of obsessed by what is actually the true definition of luxury, and quite a few people have answered it that way as well, where they say time. In this day and age, time is the true definition of luxury. Exquisite suites are but a lovely addition to that, if you know what I mean. Is that how you think about luxury?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry. It's fluid experience that there's things happening in when you enter in a hotel. Talking about the hotel, that you immediately feel to belong to that place. That you immediately feel okay, I'm in a special place. That you immediately feel protected by that place. Many guests are traveling from Asia, from US, from South America. They come for the first time to Roma, and they know that they, besides staying in a beautiful hotel, they have all these little ingredients that make they feel to be part of something special and to be taken care of in the hotel and outside the hotel. Many times we offer, actually our next focus is not only taking care of the guests in the hotel, but outside the hotel as well.
And fascinating to hear. It's a very crowded space in luxury hospitality worldwide. What are some of the standout other luxury hotels that you think are really inspiring or are really at the forefront?
A hotel with 130 years of history, I think for the St. Regis Rome and for many other hotels with a long history, what stands out is to be able to keep the legacy with the past and at the same time to be innovative, to always look ahead and don't take too seriously, to create moments, initiatives that are not so dramatic. Again, for example, at the St. Regis Roma, we were well connected with the local community because we have given access to this important hotel to everyone in Roma that like to spend relaxing time, to spend time in a place with lots of energy, vibes. So Lumen Society Nights is one of the special events we do on Tuesday and on Thursday where Romans can meet with our guests. We do lots of collaborations with artisans, with a contemporary art gallery. So we are creating a community in a historical hotel. We are creating a community of younger crowd interested in new trends. It can be music, can be contemporary art, mixology, artisans, the designing new fashion, creating new fashion brands, new design objects.
That's fantastic. What are your favorite hotels outside of Italy?
Outside of Italy?
Yeah.
No, I must say I've been the Fasan Hotel in New York. It's a very small boutique hotel, and I really enjoyed it because of the level of service, the really feeling to be in my if I would have had my own house in New York. The level of attention to details, the personalization of every single aspect of the stay.
Another question you're well placed to answer is, how do you define loyalty when it comes to a hotel like the St. Regis? Because it's obviously not just points. How do you define it?
Look, you measure it's not just points, but of course we also have a loyalty program that is very important for Marriott and for us. Besides that, and also for the guests because they receive lots of benefits. But besides that, establishing a personal relationship, but not me as a general manager. Every single of my colleague, his aim is to establish a strong relationship with our guests. You know how many times the hostess or the restaurant manager say, Direttore, please come with me to meet this guest because he just came back staying at the St. Regis because last time he had great time at the bar. Oh, I mean, guess I'm coming back because I met Pietro. He's amazing. So he's really creating the culture and never stop saying that word. I repeat it many, many times. But creating the culture of creating a personal relationship with our guests, but not in a fake manner by the book, because Forbes leading others of the way is saying, St. Regis, you have to follow these standards because you are yourself and you connect with the guests because you are delivering a service, very detailed service with your own personality.
And zooming out a bit into wider trends, are there any trends in travel and or hospitality that really excite you?
No, it's very, very exciting now to see that more and more social responsibility has taken an important place besides sustainability, which is an important aspect. But at least for us, is being very active in the social responsibility. We are, again, is not being have to collect this amount of money or need to support. It's done again has to be part of our DNA. So hotels, like many other companies that are doing that spontaneously, genuinely, really set themselves aside from other competitors. But we are the only hotel that never closed during the pandemic. And during that year the first 6 months, we were the only one to be open in Rome. And we did a lot of social activities, preparing meals for people without roof, delivering some hygienic products, hosting special famous DJs because we were supporting entertainment industry, because at that time they did not receive any support by the government. So we had a major concert in this empty lobby that was streamed. And you cannot imagine the number of positive comments we received from our regular guests. But we did it because we believed into that, and we can still do social activities, also supporting museums. Next to us is an important is a Terme di Diocleziano, so we have supported the restoration of statues, some part of the area, parts of the areas. So supporting women that are affected by violence. We have hired few ladies that went through a program, that felt ready to start again working. So now they are part of our team. So there are many, many initiatives. And it's good for us as a company. It's good for our associates, because a young person joining our hotel and see an hotel so active in the social activities is increase the sense of pride of working for the St. Regis Rome. And as well, the guests knowing us, they say, okay, I would like to go to the St. Regis, because they do business, but they also do many, many important activities for less fortunate people.
You're a big institution with great heritage, but how do you use technology in a different way in 2024 compared to previous times?
No, of course, as a global company, I must say we are ahead of competition, because Marriott is developing the latest technologies to facilitate certain services. Our core business, our core mission is to engage with the guests, but there are some activities that can facilitate the services. For example, our guests can use a chat to request services without using the telephone, dialing the operator. They can ask for services through a chat with our butler team. Prior the arrival, they already have all the requests made through their own devices. So this they gain time that they can use it differently in the hotel or differently while they are traveling. So it's important technology, even though our core is delivering unique experiences.
Well, Guiseppe, thank you so much for your time. That was a really incredible run through the dimensions of your job, which are very varied. We always ask our guests the same 4 questions at the end of this podcast. So the first is, what most irritates you most about your industry?
I love most part of the aspects of the hospitality. Otherwise, I would not have been working for 34 years in the hospitality industry. Some days what annoys me when the things are not happening fast, because when dealing with people, processes takes time, while you would like to be faster and to deliver an amazing experience, create an amazing product in a timely manner.
What most concerns you about the world we're leaving the next generation? What most worries you about the world?
I have 4 children, so I see them quite concerned. I'm concerned about the younger generation. They have their own dreams, but at the same time, they also have a lot of concern about climate change, conflicts around the world, even though I still believe their own dreams exceed the concerns.
Yeah, I agree. Another question, if you had to give up your job tomorrow and do something else, what would you do?
To have my own small hotels by the sea.
You'd stay in the same industry.
Oh yes, no. Since day one of since my first working day was in the hospitality, and I think I will I will never retire, but I will still do hospitality.
The last question is, what's the most exciting thing for you in the next 5 years?
No, most is to make the St. Regis Rome, despite the opening of many hotels in Rome. Then we are fortunate to have new brands coming to Rome, to make the St. Regis Rome still one of the most relevant hotels in the Eternal City, because of our creativity, because of our vision.
Yeah, the ever-evolving innovation in hospitality that people don't appreciate, I think. Guiseppe, thank you. Thanks so much for your time today. It was really appreciated. And see you very soon.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you for inviting me, and all the best for the new episodes.
Thanks so much for listening. This has been What the Luxe. You can find us on socials at @Reform, and drop us any questions or comments on Twitter using the hashtag #WhatTheLuxe. Or if you're a luxury brand looking for strategy and design that goes beyond the banal, get in touch via hello@matchreform.com and chat to one of our consultants.